Today we're going to talk about an amazing scientist, philosopher, and doctor from the Middle Ages, Abu Ali Hussein ibn Sina, also known as Avicenna. He's a pretty well-known figure, and his ideas are still relevant today. He was born in 980 in a place called Avicenna near Bokhara, which is in Uzbekistan now. He was super into science from a young age, and even became a doctor for the Samanid emirs when he was just a kid. During his life, he wrote more than 450 works, of which about 274 have survived. He wrote about everything: philosophy, logic, music, poetics, linguistics, medicine, mathematics, astronomy, chemistry, biology, geology. One of his most famous works is the Canon of Medicine, an encyclopedia of medical knowledge at the time that was used as the primary textbook of medicine in Europe and the East for several centuries. Avicenna was a big believer in taking care of your health and stopping disease before it starts. He wrote about the importance of hygiene, proper nutrition, and moderation in lifestyle. Let's take a look at some of his most famous quotes and see what we can learn from them for modern life. 1. Movement can replace many medicines, but no medicine in the world can replace movement. Avicenna's point is that exercise is key to staying healthy. In today's world, where most of us spend our days sitting, it's especially important to get regular exercise. For example, taking daily walks in the fresh air can improve your overall health and reduce your risk of many diseases. 2. As Avicenna says, eat moderately and drink less wine. He's basically saying that you got to find a balance with everything you eat and drink. Eating too much and drinking too much can lead to health problems. Keeping a balanced and conscious approach to diet helps keep the body toned and prevent a bunch of diseases. 3. As Avicenna says, he who has not valued happiness is nearing unhappiness. This makes us think about how to enjoy the good times and be thankful for what we've got. In the hustle and bustle of everyday life, we often forget the simple joys and overlook the things that make us happy. If we can recognize the value of each moment, we can avoid feeling dissatisfied and striving for things that aren't realistic. 4. If my friend befriends my enemy, I should not befriend my friend. In this statement, Avicenna talks about loyalty, especially in friendships. It's important to surround yourself with people who share your values and support you. If a person is friends with those who are hurting you or having a negative impact on your life, it might be worth thinking about whether the relationship is really worth it. 5. There's a lot of hidden meaning in words, and I learned to read them a long time ago. But when I think about the secrets of the universe, I realize that I'm not meant to read them. Here, Avicenna is showing humility when it comes to the vastness of knowledge and the mysteries of the universe. Even though he knows a lot, he gets that you can never fully understand the universe. This teaches us to be humble in our knowledge and to constantly strive for learning and self-improvement. Avicenna's ideas are a treasure trove, and they're still teaching and inspiring us today. His quotes remind us of the importance of health, moderation, gratitude, and the pursuit of knowledge. If we apply these principles to our daily lives, we can achieve harmony and well-being. In the next installment, we'll keep exploring Avicenna's wisdom and look at some of his other sayings that can help us in today's world. Part 2. Today, we're going to keep going through the life and legacy of the great thinker and physician Abu Ali Hussein ibn Sina, better known as Avicenna. In Part 1, we talked about his early years, formative years, and some of his famous quotes. Now, let's dive into his amazing achievements in medicine, science, and philosophy that have made a lasting impact on human history. A medical masterpiece, the Canon of Medicine. One of Avicenna's most significant contributions to medicine is his work, the Canon of Medical Science. It's like a medical encyclopedia that organizes and sums up all the info about diseases, diagnosis, and treatment that was known at the time. It was the main textbook on medicine in Europe and Asia for several centuries, and doctors were trained on it until the 17th century. He also made big contributions to anatomy and physiology. Avicenna really contributed a lot to our understanding of how the human body works. He described the different organs and their functions in great detail, and he was especially interested in studying the pulse. His method of classifying pulses by rhythm, frequency, and strength became a crucial tool for diagnosing diseases. He also suggested that some diseases could be caused by tiny creatures, which was a pretty cool idea for the time. It's like he was a microbiologist before microbiologists existed. He also wrote about pharmacology and the use of medicines. In the Canon of Medicine, he described over 700 medicinal substances, explaining what they were and how they were used. He also put together a system for understanding medicinal plants and minerals, a lot of which are still used in modern medicine. His approach to pharmacology was based on careful observation and experimentation, which contributed to the development of evidence-based medicine. Psychology and how emotions affect health. Avicenna was a trailblazer in the field of emotional health and physical well-being. He did an experiment where he fed 2 rams the same food, but one of them was near a wolf. The second ram, under constant stress, lost weight and died. This showed that emotions can directly impact physical health, which is a key principle in modern psychosomatic medicine. And he had some interesting things to say about philosophy and politics, too. On top of medicine, Avicenna also made big contributions to philosophy and political science. He thought of society as a bunch of people with different skills and abilities, and he thought it was important to work together and compromise. He thought that a ruler should have courage, be good at organizing things, know about religious rules, and be fair. If a ruler doesn't have these qualities, the people don't have to obey him. And on top of all that, he also wrote a bunch of books. He also wrote a bunch of poems, ghazals, and casidas. His works, written in quatrains and rubai, reflect deep philosophical reflections and call for spiritual improvement. His work influenced later poets, including Omar Khayyam, who called Avicenna his teacher. There's no way to overstate the impact Avicenna had on science and culture. His books and other works laid the groundwork for the development of medicine, philosophy, and other sciences. His ideas about the relationship between body and soul, the importance of disease prevention, and the role of emotions in health are still relevant today. His ideas have inspired generations of scientists and thinkers, and there's still a gold mine of knowledge. So, Avicenna's life and work show how chasing knowledge, really getting into human nature, and wanting to help people can make a huge impact on history.